We love Oxygen OS. It's fast, it's responsive, and OnePlus has done a great job keeping it clean and free of bloatware. Could it be better than stock Android? Like the interface you'd find on Android One devices? Let's find out. Hey guys, Ash here from C4eTech and let's get started. If you end up liking this video, don't forget to turn on notifications by clicking that bell icon. Now let's start with one of the things we love the most about Oxygen OS, the user experience. While stock Android is pretty smooth and stable, Oxygen OS just feels snappier. Its shorter animation times help out a lot. It makes phones running Oxygen OS feel much smoother than the competition. OnePlus also ensures everything remains light and clean. Now that does not mean that Oxygen OS doesn't have any extra features. In fact, I love the small little add-ons that OnePlus throws in. Take for example gesture control. So Google introduced a new navigation method with the pill and everything with Android Pie. It's a kind of hybrid between buttons and gestures. And of course, OnePlus has that option with Oxygen OS 9, but they also offer the regular buttons and a gesture-based navigation system as well. So the choice is up to us, the end users. It's these kind of choices and the attention to detail that makes us like Oxygen OS a lot. While many brands have implemented the gesture-based navigation system, quite a few have forgotten about Google Assistant. Like there is no easy gesture to invoke it. Well, OnePlus has thought of it, and long pressing the power button should activate Google Assistant. Others like the dark mode, the accent colors, they provide a nice little bit of personalization. Subtle differences that really help customize a OnePlus device helps us make it our own. Though I don't use a lot of this, I know some people who love using the lock screen gestures to quickly launch the camera or enable flashlight. I do like double tapping to sleep though. Overall, I find the extra features that Oxygen OS brings with it to be really useful and not bulky or cumbersome. There is rarely any bloat, no ads served, no asking to follow on social media. Talking about which, hey, follow me on Twitter. It's at C4eTech. Instagram's the same. Okay, Google Plus is dead, so forget about that, but Twitter, Insta, you can do that. Okay, coming back. All kidding aside, I just like how OnePlus has managed to add features to stock without going overboard. Other functionality include the gaming mode. This has been there on previous versions of the OS, but well, with Oxygen OS 9 we have added notification control. The most interesting thing here is the option to answer calls directly in speaker mode. And if you are someone who plays PUBG on Geo, Network Boost 2 might turn out to be useful. We also have an app locker that works great even with the in-display fingerprint sensor and provision for parallel apps. Having multiple accounts for social media apps is pretty common these days, and while there certainly are apps like Parallel Space available for free, it does make it that much easier if the system supports it by default. Topping off the feature list, we have 3-finger gesture for screenshots, and one of my most used features, I forgot to mention that one before, extended screenshots. Honestly, these are perfect for screenshotting these hilarious Twitter threads. Now, cameras are a big part of modern smartphones, and the camera app, well, it comes bundled with the OS, so I think I'm gonna add a few words about it in here. OnePlus has a fairly fleshed out camera app, and with the latest Oxygen OS on the OnePlus 6T, they've added a couple of interesting features like Nightscape and AI-powered bokeh modes. We also get 4K 60fps recording, a manual mode, as well as super slow-mo 480fps at 720p. All these are options you won't find on any stock Android device. Hell, even the Pixel 3 XL does not have these three. Of course, you do get night sight on the Pixel, but it is a Pixel, right? And we're just talking regular stock Android, like on Android One phones. But anyway, if you want to try night sight out on your phone, if you want to check if it works, here's a card to an entire video on that. Anyway, AI has been the 2018 buzzword, and OnePlus, like every other brand, has been tinkering around with it. Oxygen OS includes Smart Boost, which is a part of their OnePlus Labs program that intelligently preloads frequently used apps into memory so that app launch timings become near instantaneous. That's the theory, at least. It's still a work in progress, but I just wanted to throw that in, keep you guys informed and all that. Anyway, features and functions aside, there is one more thing that can make or break a custom skin: updates. Now, OnePlus has been really good with updates for the past couple of generations. The OnePlus 6 was amongst the first devices to receive Android P. But you don't have to look too far in the past to be reminded of the OnePlus X and the OnePlus 2 to a lower extent. But it seems like OnePlus have learned their lesson and are enough committed to timely software updates. And one thing that they've generally done in the past, it is every time a T version comes out, it comes with the old software so that they can say, hey, we did update it once. But this time they haven't done that. Traditionally, based on the OnePlus 3T and 5T, the track record, we kind of expected the OnePlus 6T to come out with Oreo and instantaneously be updated to Pi. But this time OnePlus have actually launched it with Pi. So that is a really good thing. Seems like the brand is evolving. Again, props to OnePlus for this. And this one, while it technically has nothing to do with Oxygen OS, OnePlus as a brand have again been very quick to release kernel sources, which means that even if official support for the phones end, the active custom ROM community can keep you on the latest Android version for a long time. A perfect example here is the fact that the very first OnePlus phone, the OnePlus One, has Android Pie ROMs out for it. That is how active the custom ROM community is for OnePlus devices. I mean, please don't go around pointing out that the first phone wasn't even Oxygen OS. I know, it just kind of made sense here. For a deeper look at OnePlus's software and hardware journey, here's a card to a video. If you're interested, don't forget to check that out. Now, let's not get too distracted by the past and let's try to wrap this video up with an answer. Is Oxygen OS better than stock Android? And the answer is yes, in some ways it is. Don't get me wrong, I like stock Android as much as the next guy. OnePlus have largely left Oxygen OS close to stock. They've just added a few features here and there based on what the community wants. And more importantly, they haven't been trying to monetize Oxygen OS, so you don't get a OnePlus Vision or OnePlus Mall or OnePlus ads and stuff like that on Oxygen OS. So now, why am I taking a shot at Samsung Mall and Bixby Vision? Because end of the day, these things exist so that Samsung can in the future monetize it. Now, for example, what happens if everybody starts using Samsung Mall? Samsung's gonna go to say Amazon or Flipkart and tell them, hey, we've got so many million people using Samsung Mall. So if you want us to link to your items, if you wanna list something, if you wanna have a preferred listing over here, hell, pay us this much money. Given that Samsung phones are already priced over the competition, much over the competition, it's a little sad that they're still trying to monetize stuff from the user interface. Now, this is a very indirect type of monetization. It isn't really intrusive, so I'm not blaming them for it. What some brand like Xiaomi does is a little worse, right? Ads in the settings menu, we've seen that. A lot of people haven't got it yet, but it is there, and we've got pop-up ads and everything all over the place. And OnePlus doesn't do any of this, which is one of the things I really love about Oxygen OS. It's been built with one thing in mind. There is no secondary agenda. What OnePlus wants to do is deliver a user experience that is really fast, that's really snappy, that all the users actually enjoy using. And there is no hidden agenda, there is no secondary monetization agenda, and which is why I feel they've been successful. I mean, it's not just, whenever I talk about ads, people are going to go talk about Xiaomi, but it's not just Xiaomi. Even other brands, you look at it, they have some app or the other that's going to be sending out notifications, making you read an article or something here and there. Of course, all that they're not as intrusive as Xiaomi, but it is still there. But with OnePlus, we rarely get to see anything like that. They've left things mostly stock and clean, and that is one of the things I really love about Oxygen OS. The aim here has been to create a UI that makes for the best user experience, and there isn't any hidden second agenda at play here. So OnePlus have managed to do that really well. And since they've only added stuff on top of stock and not really messed with it or heavily skinned it or anything, I kind of do end up liking it more than stock. Again, by stock, I'm not talking Pixel. The Pixel is an entirely different beast. Google does offer some bells and whistles there with the Pixel, which I really like. The always-on functionality, the NUF playing option, night sight. And anyway, the OnePlus 6T versus the Pixel 3 is a video for another day. So there you have it, my thoughts. Now, I want to know what you think. Let me know if you are Team Oxygen OS or Team whatever UI it is, maybe stock. Whatever, let me know in the comments below. And with that, it is time I bid you adieu. Please share this video with friends and family if you can. Thumbs up, thumbs down based on what you felt about it. Also subscribe and turn on notifications by clicking that bell icon so that you don't miss out on any of my daily content. Now, thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, my name is Ash. You've been watching C4eTech, and I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.